Hello YouTube. Okay, look at this mess. I have a tendency to overcrowd my beds, which means plants don't really get the space they need to grow. Some plants get lost completely, and I'm pretty sure I planted way more herbs than I can find right now. And honestly, I'm probably running a very generous insect buffet here. So, no more. This year I really want to try to keep the garden a bit more organized. I know a lot of people use garden planners, and I've tried a few in the past, but the problem is most of them just don't match how my brain works. So I'm building my own planner, something that actually fits the way I think and work in the garden. And if it turns out the way I hope, I might even put it on Etsy later. Okay, but first let's test it in real life. Today I'm starting with bed number 1. First I write down what I want to plant. When I expect to harvest, and when I want to resow. I want spinach to cover most of this bed, and carrots are a great companion. They'll grow very differently and won't really compete with the spinach. I also love adding radishes. They're super multifunctional. They germinate fast, which helps me a lot mentally, because empty soil makes me want to plant more and more. I like eating radishes, also a bonus, and they can also distract pests from other plants. And then a few Swiss chard in the center. They overlap a bit more in growth, but the size difference helps. Later in the season they might even throw some shade on the spinach. Now, sounds good on paper. Let's see if reality agrees. First let's clean up the bed and give the soil a little boost. There are already some peas, beets and some broccoli plants growing here that I want to keep. Now the beets should be harvested long before the spinach and chard really take over, so that wouldn't be a problem. And these peas, they're amazing. We eat a handful at least once a week. Now, alright, enough talking, let's get to work. I will harvest seed from this basil. I'm adding a layer of worm compost to enrich the soil. My own worm farm experiment failed, so this slightly painful expensive bag will have to do for now. A new worm farm attempt is definitely coming. I'll keep you updated. I also top it off with a bit of regular substrate because the old soil compacted a little. Now the seeding. I'm trying to stay close to the seed package instruction this time. This spinach wants about 5 centimeters between plants and 25 centimeters between rows for a good airflow. Now the bed is almost 70 centimeters wide and I want 3 rows. So I'll space the rows a bit closer together but give slightly more space between the plants. One row of chard goes in the middle and about 30 centimeters apart. The carrots go in between and the radishes, I'll plant them along the edges. I never bring a measuring tape into the garden, but today I actually did. Let's see if this will help me stick to the plan. Okay, about 15 centimeters apart. 2 seeds per hole, and I'll thin them later if needed. Well, you get the gist. Let's speed this part up a little. After seeding, it's important to keep the soil moist. So I'll water daily, unless of course we get rain. Right, bed number 1. Bed number 2 already has tomatoes and lettuce. And after refreshing the soil, I added carrots and beetroot, basil and some short green beans. The third bed has a nice row of coriander that I keep resowing to maintain a steady cycle. Maybe you remember the video I did on how to grow infinite coriander. I'll leave a link somewhere here. Okay, behind that I'm starting dill and also some peas. Those peas will eventually replace the peas from the first bed. This year we also want to grow our own loofah. Both peas and loofah like something to climb on, so we added a trellis here. A bonus, it will also give some shade to the tomatoes during the hottest months. And of course, water everything. Alright, all done. Now I'll figure out what to do with the remaining beds. Maybe back to the planting board for them. I'm also going to start a big batch of plants in soil blocks, but that's all for another video. If you also struggle with keeping your garden organized, I'd love to hear what works for you. Until then, happy growing, see you in the next one, and bye bye.